in this lesson, we're going to look at the drum leaf binding. This is quite a nice little method of attaching pages. There's no sewing, and it means that you have double page spreads. So there's no stitching to get in the way. It means that you can have double page spread, followed by double page spread, followed by double page spread. It's glued at the spine and at the foredge, and it's just quite a nice, cute little structure. And then we make a hard cover to go on the outside. So I use the coloured paper because it's just easier for you to see how it works, but obviously this would be your artwork potentially. So take your piece of paper, obviously grain direction running head to toe as always, parallel to the spine, and you're just going to fold each of these sheets of paper in half and use your bone folder to sharpen that crease. Now have all our pages folded in half with all the folded edges at the spine edge, and it's worth at this stage giving me a little press down. You can also put them in the nipping press for a little extra pressure if you wish. But I want to run a line of glue along the spine edge here to hold the pages securely before I then start gluing them properly. So the simplest way to do that is to get your pages folded, to get 2 bits of scrap board the same size as your page, one on either side. And then you're going to bulldog clip either side of your pages to hold it together like that. So I've now got my pages held. This is the folded spine edge of the pages here with 2 bits of board clamped together with bulldog clips. And I'm just going to get a bit of PVA and just run it along that edge. And this is, you're not gluing it to hold it together, you're just gluing it to keep it together enough so that when you come to glue it properly, they don't fall all over the place. So just make sure that glues right in. Give it a squeeze in the middle if needs be. And just leave it somewhere to dry. So now our drum leaf binding is dry at the spine here. You peel back the bits of grey board. You notice I've got the same colour paper at either end because we want our end papers to be the same colour at either end where they get glued down. And we're going to go through gluing it at the spine first. So the reason I do it with different colour papers is it makes it a lot easier to see which one you're gluing to. If I had them all white, it would be hard to notice what you're gluing to. So it makes it just easier. But obviously, if you have white sheets of paper, it's worth just going through because you want to glue the back of that one to the back of that one. It might be worth just making a little mark so you know where you're gluing. I've gently pulled back the first folded sheet with a piece of waste paper. I'm masking off everything but about 5mm at the spine edge, running a line of glue along that line. And then I'm bringing that over on top and rubbing it down with a bone folder. Now it's tempting to keep going down through the book from this side, but it's important to remember to flip the book over and then glue from this side. If you go all from the same direction, you'll find that the whole spine starts falling over, and then you want it to stay upright here. So Carefully peel these two apart. Glue. Rub down, flip. Okay, so now I've glued all of the pages at the spine. Just double check, go through double checking that you have done so. Now you've glued them all here, you're going to glue them at the foredge. The reason you just glue at the spine and the foredge is because if you glue the whole way across, it makes the paper very stiff, whereas if you just glue spine and foredge, it keeps it still supple and with some bend. So I'm going to put a waste sheet in here and a waste sheet here. So I'm just doing a little bit more than the 5mm that we did at the spine because we're going to trim off this foredge after the whole thing's glued and dried. So just bring it back a little bit, more like a centimetre. We are now all glued at the foredge and the spine. Just go through double checking you've glued the right pages together. Yeah, okay, so now I would just give it a minute to dry and then we'll trim it. I'll trim it in the guillotine. I'm just going to give this a minute to dry. I'm going to make a cup of tea. Trimmed my book block and I've cut a strip of book cloth or mull, it doesn't matter, and it's going to wrap around the back like so and get stuck down, and it's just short of the ends here so that you don't see it sticking out when you case it in. Glue my strip of book cloth. The width is so that it wraps around the spine and then sort of goes down onto the end papers by about 5 to 10mm, just to act as a reinforcement. So I've got my glued strip of book cloth. I'm just going to stick it, make it sure that you are sticking on the correct edge, wrapping it around so that it's even. Rubbing it down. Use your bone folder to make sure it's well stuck. Okay, so that's now going to act as a reinforcement. So again, the boards, I've already pre-cut these. They are the same width as my book block. They are the height of the book block. I've actually done plus 2mm because this is quite a small book, so I wanted a small square. So it's the height of the book block plus 4mm, 2 here and 2 here. And the same width because when I pull it forward like this, it creates the square here at the foredge. This book requires it needs a spine piece. And you'll see here at the front, there's a gap here for the hinge, but on the back, there's a wider hinge here. And that allows the book to open fully flat. Otherwise it can get, if you make it too tight to the spine here, it can get a bit stuck. So it's important to give yourself that extra space here so that your book will open out nice and flat. So in order to do that, I've got my two boards cut the same width as my book. I'm going to remove 5mm from one of them. So measure in 3 places. Line up those marks and trim off 5mm. This is now your backboard, and this is your front board. Now the spine piece, you make a book sandwich of board. You measure from board edge to board edge, so that's 8mm, and then you remove 1mm. So that's 7mm width, and you remove that millimeter just so that it, otherwise if it's the same width, it just looks a bit fat here. You want it to be a bit finer. So we're going to measure 7. This piece of board is already the same height as my boards. So I've pre-cut that, and I'm just going to cut off a sliver, which is 7mm wide. Like so. The gap between the front board and the spine is 5mm. That is 2mm of the board thickness plus the 3mm gap here to create the hinge. The gap between the spine and the back is 10mm. That's the 5 that you've got here plus the 5 that you've taken off, because you want the front edges of the board to match at the foredge. So I'm going to glue my backboard. Okay, glue it everywhere. Positioning it so I've got enough of a turn-in all the way around. Then I'm going to lay my ruler along the bottom. I want a 10mm gap, so if I'm going from 16 here, I'm going to mark at 15. So that's 10mm. Glue my spine piece. Place that at the mark, ensuring that you've got an even gap all the way up, so you can check that it's 10mm. Ruler along the bottom again. Glue the front board. Glue everywhere again. And this, you're going to make a 5mm gap from this edge of the spine to this edge of the board. Like that. So I've got 5mm there. Again, just double check. Turn it over. Rub it down. So I can see these turn-ins are all fairly even. I'm just going to trim off a little bit off this one. So you can do a ruler's width all the way around. If you've got enough. And then we're going to cut off our corners. So again, at least a board's thickness away from the corner of the board, and then we're going to glue along one of the long edges. And the board edge. I tend to then glue this one to give this a little time to tack off. this long edge. Pulling the cloth tightly around the board. Rubbing down with your bone folder. And along the board edge. Now, where you had the excess, you're going to nick that in and glue the 4 edge turn-ins. Again, don't forget to nick them in. That's the dog snoring, not me. So now you're going to check the fit of your book in its case. Like so, and we're going to case it in. So to case in your drum leaf binding, very similar to the pamphlet, open up the first end paper, put a waste sheet in, glue, always gluing from the centre out. Carefully lift it up, take the waste sheet out. I pick up the whole book and lay it down, centered evenly with the squares. Press down, turn around, another waste sheet. Lift up the end paper, take out the waste sheet, bring the second board over to meet the first board, and by meet I mean at the 4 edge here. Carefully peek inside that you're happy with the placement and then press. And finally we will put it in the nipping press. Because we now have a spine piece, we need to ensure that when we press this book, sorry, I'm just rubbing down in here just to get it. When you're doing that, be very careful that you don't pierce through the cloth. So I'm going to put in one waste sheet and the other waste sheet. I want to ensure that this spine piece doesn't get crushed by the boards. So it's important that when you put the book between the boards, that you have the spine sticking out like that. And then you want to put it into the middle of the press. Bring it down carefully. Check you're happy with the line alignment. Wait 10 seconds and then take it out. And keep it flat under a weight. But you can open it up and have a look. You've now made a drum leaf full cloth hardcover binding.